UN Security Council is set to vote on a resolution on Monday demanding a humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza during the holy month of Ramadan. The resolution put forward by the 10 elected council members is backed by Russia and China, who vetoed a US-sponsored resolution on Friday that supported an immediate and sustained ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas conflict. The 22-nation Arab group at the UN issued a statement on Friday appealing to all 15 council members to act with unity and urgency and vote for the resolution to halt the bloodshed, preserve human lives and avert further human suffering and destruction. Since the conflict broke out on October the 7th, the UN Security Council has adopted 2 resolutions on the worsening humanitarian situation in Gaza, but none has called for a ceasefire. Now, as part of an annual Ramadan solidarity tour, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres reached Jordan on Monday. The UN chief said there is a growing consensus in the international community for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas conflict. He also called for continued funding for the United Nations Refugee Agency, asserting that it is a ray of light for millions of people.
I see a growing consensus emerging international community to tell the Israelis that the ceasefire is needed. And I also see a growing consensus. I heard it in the US, I heard it from the European Union, not to mention, of course, the Muslim world, a growing consensus to tell clearly to the Israelis that any ground invasion of Rafah could mean a catastrophic humanitarian disaster.
Now, in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, the Israeli Defense Forces apprehended approximately 500 Hamas terrorists and seized weapons at Al-Shifa Hospital in the last 24 hours. And additionally, over 20 suspected Hamas terrorists were neutralized. The Israeli Defense Forces also facilitated the exit of hundreds of Gazans from the area and questioned dozens of suspects. Israel's Air Force conducted strikes on roughly 50 targets associated with terrorism, including Al-Amal in western Khan Yunis, aiming to dismantle terrorists' infrastructure in the area.
Today is day 6 of the IDF's operation against Hamas and Islamic Jihad in Shifa Hospital. 170 terrorists were neutralized in or around the Shifa Hospital compound while firing at our forces. The IDF apprehended hundreds of terror suspects with confirmed ties to Hamas or Islamic Jihad, making this one of the most successful operations since the start of the war.